Before we dive into today's video, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why, even in a world full of modern technology, fast success tips, and endless motivational speeches, so many people still feel lost, unfulfilled, and stuck in cycles of confusion? The truth is, answers to living a good and meaningful life are not always found in the newest book or the latest podcast. Sometimes, the deepest wisdom comes from voices of the past, voices that have stood the test of time. And today, we are turning to one of those timeless voices, Aristotle. Now, before we begin, I want you to do two things. First, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because here on this channel, we dive deep into philosophy, psychology, and timeless wisdom to give you tools that can genuinely change your life. And second, grab a notebook, or at least be ready to reflect, because the ideas we'll uncover today are not just concepts you listen to and forget. They're lessons you can practice every single day, starting right after this video ends. So, let's journey together into the mind of Aristotle, a man who lived more than 2,000 years ago, but whose insights are more relevant than ever in our chaotic, fast-paced world. By the end of this video, you'll walk away with 3 timeless lessons about virtue, balance, and meaning that can completely transform the way you live, think, and act. Aristotle believed that the purpose of human life is not wealth, not fame, and not pleasure. Instead, the true goal of life is what he called eudaimonia, a Greek word often translated as flourishing or the good life. But here's the key. Eudaimonia isn't something that happens by accident. It doesn't come just because you're lucky or because life works in your favor. According to Aristotle, eudaimonia is the direct result of living with virtue. Now let's break this down. What exactly does virtue mean? In Aristotle's philosophy, virtue is about building habits of excellence, habits that shape your character and guide your actions. Think of it this way. Every single day, you're making choices, and those choices, small or big, are like bricks. With every decision, you're building the house of your character. If you consistently choose honesty over lies, courage over fear, and discipline over laziness, you're laying down bricks that create a strong, stable foundation. Over time, that foundation becomes your character, and your character becomes your destiny. But here's where Aristotle really challenges us. Virtue isn't about perfection, it's about practice. Just like athletes don't become champions by training once, you don't become virtuous by making one good decision. You become virtuous by repeating good decisions, by turning them into habits so deeply ingrained that they become part of who you are. Take courage, for example. Nobody wakes up suddenly fearless. Courage is built when you face difficulties, even though you're afraid. Every time you step into discomfort, you train your inner self to become stronger. The same goes for generosity. You don't become generous by waiting until you're wealthy. You become generous by giving, sometimes even when it costs you something. And here's the modern twist. In our world today, we're taught to chase instant gratification, quick rewards, quick money, quick results. But Aristotle reminds us that real success is not about chasing shortcuts. It's about building yourself into the kind of person who can handle life, no matter what it throws at you. That is the true reward of virtue. So ask yourself, who am I becoming through my daily choices? Because in Aristotle's eyes, that is the most important question you'll ever answer. The second lesson Aristotle gives us is what he called the golden mean. And this idea is so powerful because it applies to every area of your life. The golden mean simply says that virtue lies between two extremes. Too much of something or too little of it creates imbalance, but in the middle, you find strength, harmony, and wisdom. Think of it like this. Courage is a virtue. But if you have too much courage, you become reckless, making foolish choices without thinking. On the other hand, if you have too little courage, you become a coward, paralyzed by fear. The true virtue of courage lies right in the middle, facing fear with strength, but not ignoring danger completely. Let's bring this into real life. Imagine your career. Some people throw themselves into work endlessly, sacrificing their health, relationships, and peace of mind. That's the extreme of excess. Others, however, avoid responsibility, shy away from ambition, and never push themselves to grow. That's the extreme of deficiency. Aristotle would say, both are mistakes. The good life is in the balance, working hard, yes, but also resting, nurturing relationships, and living fully outside of work. This applies to love too. Too much love without boundaries can lead to obsession, while too little love can make life cold and lonely. The golden mean reminds us that balance is not weakness, it's actually the highest form of wisdom. Now here's why this lesson matters more today than ever. In our society, extremes are often celebrated. Hustle culture praises overwork. Social media rewards oversharing. Diet culture promotes extremes in food and fitness. But the truth is, extremes always break us down in the long run. Balance, on the other hand, sustains us. It allows us to grow steadily, live healthily, and enjoy both success and peace. So, take a step back. Ask yourself, in which areas of my life am I living in extremes? Where do I need to return to balance? Because in balance, you'll find not just survival, but true harmony. The third lesson, and perhaps the most transformative, is Aristotle's idea of telos, or purpose. Aristotle believed that everything in nature has a purpose. Trees grow to bear fruit, rivers flow to nourish life, and humans exist to use their reason, their creativity, and their choices to pursue meaning. Here's what's fascinating. Aristotle didn't believe meaning was about achieving fame or leaving behind monuments. For him, purpose could be as simple as living with excellence in whatever role you play. A teacher fulfills purpose by shaping minds. A parent fulfills purpose by raising children with love. A craftsman fulfills purpose by pouring care into their work. The beauty is, meaning isn't about scale, it's about alignment. It's about aligning your daily actions with the deeper values that guide your life. Now, let's pause for a moment. Think about your life. Are you just going through the motions, working, eating, sleeping, repeating? Or do you feel connected to something greater than yourself? Aristotle would say that without purpose, life feels empty, no matter how successful you appear on the outside. True flourishing comes when you live with intention, when you know why you're doing what you're doing, and when your actions serve not just yourself, but also others. And here's the empowering part. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to find meaning. Purpose is not hidden at the end of the road. It's built every day through choices. The way you treat people, the way you work, the way you use your talents. That is your purpose unfolding. In today's noisy world, where distractions compete for every second of our attention, Aristotle's call to seek meaning is more vital than ever. Because meaning grounds us. It gives us direction when life feels overwhelming. It reminds us that even the smallest actions, when aligned with purpose, can make life deeply fulfilling. Conclusion: bringing Aristotle's wisdom into your life. So, let's bring this all together. Aristotle's wisdom may be ancient, but it carries a message for all of us today. The pursuit of virtue. Who you become is more important than what you achieve. Build habits of excellence every single day. The golden mean. Don't live in extremes. True wisdom is in balance. The search for meaning. Align your daily life with purpose, and you will flourish. These are not just ideas to think about. They are practices to live by. If you take even one of these lessons and start applying it consistently, you'll notice a shift, not just in how you feel, but in how you live, how you connect, and how you grow. So I challenge you, pick one of these lessons today, practice it, live it, and watch how it transforms not just your life, but the lives of those around you. And if this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because here, we don't just talk about wisdom, we bring it into real life. Aristotle showed us the path more than 2,000 years ago. The question is, are you ready to walk it?